Hi, welcome to Corsa. Today's topic is AWS Glue ETL. So if you take on the contents, you have the Glue benefits, concepts, terminologies. So if you take AWS Glue, it is fully managed ETL service, like that is extract, transform and load. So it is simple and cost effective to categorize your data, clean it, enrich it and move it across various data stores. If you take on the usages, so used to build a warehouse to organize, cleanse, validate and format data. So when you run serverless queries against your Amazon S3 data lake, and also used to create event-driven ETL pipelines. To understand your data assets, that is less hassle, cost effective and more power. So if you take on the Glue concepts, like this is the architecture. Of AWS Glue. Like we have the data source transformed into the data target. So what we define is, we define a crawler to populate AWS data catalog with table data definitions, and then you point a crawler at the data source and the crawler creates the data definitions in the data catalog. In addition to table definitions, data catalog contains other metadata to define the ETL jobs. We use this metadata to define ETL jobs to transform the data. So Glue can be used to generate a script to transform a data. You can provide the script in AWS Glue console or in the API. So you can run your job on demand, or you can set it up to start when trigger occurs. So trigger can be a time-based schedule or an event. Like when job runs, script extracts data from the data source, transform and load it into the data target. So the script runs in Apache Spark environment in AWS Glue. So if you take on the terminologies, like data catalog is a persistent metadata store that contains the table definitions and job definitions and other control information. So classifier determines the schema of your data. AWS Glue provides classifiers for common data files like .json or XML format. So it provides a common relationship management using a JDBC connection. So you can write your own script using the pattern or specify the act in XML format. So connection contains the properties that are required to connect to your data store. The next one is crawler. So it is a program that connects to your data store. It may be a source or target, progresses through a priority list of classifiers to determine the schema to your data. So it creates the metadata tables in the data catalog. And the database is a set of associated data catalog table definitions organized into one logical group in AWS group. Data store is a repository for persistently storing the data. To take an example, it is Amazon S3 bucket or the relational databases. If you take on the data source, it is the target data store that is used as an input to process or to transform. Data target is a data store that is processed or we write to. And development endpoint is an environment that is used to develop and test the ETL scripts. And job is a business logic which is required to perform the ETL work. So it is composed of a transformation script, data sources, and the notebook server is a web-based environment that is used to run the PySpark statements. So you can set up the notebook server to run the PySpark statement with Glue extension, and PySpark is a Python-based dialect for ETL programming. And the script contains the code that extracts data from resources, transforms and loads it into the target. And also AWS Glue generates PySpark or Scala scripts. And the table in AWS Glue catalog contains the name of columns, data type definitions, partition information, metadata about the base data set. So it is the schema of your data represented. If you take on the transform, you use the code logic to manipulate the data into different format using the transform, and the trigger initiates the ETL job. We can define triggers based on the scheduled time or event.